morning. So today we're going to start from a couple different points of view. We're talking about healing crystals and also pendulums. So earlier I showed you around the crystals that I've set around me. When I do pendulum meditations, using crystals helps to enhance whatever meditation I'm doing. So today we've chosen a few different kinds. This is Desert Rose. And it's enhanced by 2 fluorites. Let's see if I can get a better view. There we go, that's much better. And 2 different sets of cameras going on here, so I'm going to show them to both. This is my grounding stone for the day. We found this in Mount Lemon in Tucson, Arizona. Lots of beautiful rocks up there. This is my rose quartz. Regular quartz. Each one's different for enlightenment and healing. More fluorite. Then a more raw piece of quartz. Complemented by 2 fluorite. Today we're going to work with a couple different pendulums. We have this one. It's our Star David pendulum. And this pendulum, when I use it, it begins to open up through my heart chakra. I can feel it through my crown, my 3rd eye. But it has a grounding force to it, which allows me to work with more physical energy. More physical energy of my spiritual energy. When we use pendulums, it's nothing more than a channel of energy. The energy that's naturally in us processes through the grounding point for our energy out of our bodies into this area here. Then it sends a communication wave, much like a telephone sends a message through, or electricity sends across wires. This acts as the communication device for spiritual energy. It then converts it to physical proportions, which allows you to ground into your hand the information you need to gain. I like using pendulums because they allow people to understand their spirit more. You get the physical feeling of actually feeling the pendulum move when you choose to meditate, but then you also get the balance of feeling the communication coming through. It feels like waves of energy hit the palm of your hand, and from those waves of energy, we begin to get an understanding. It's almost like our hand is the telephone receiver, in which all the information that's coming across the line is eventually transferred back into the body for better understanding and knowledge. Putting on your posture when you're holding this is going to limit or extend the flow connection that's going through the pendulum. More advanced practitioners, they don't worry about the positioning of the body as much because the flow of energy is just natural. For people that have just begun, you want to keep a softer curve until you get the use to the energy. You want to keep a better posture system to allow the energy to flow. And even advanced practitioners, at some point when your energy is blocked and you need to be able to open to move it, you have to be able to use the same method that I'm using here right now. I'm not really concentrating on anything in particular. I'm just opening myself up to spirit today to allow energy to flow through, be at peace with my surrounding. The pendulum has a natural way of just blending into the energy channels. As long as I'm open to spirit, the energy will always be the same. I just transferred looking into the different areas of my body. I just looked into the heart chakra when the pendulum decided to start spinning. When you switch levels of communication inside the pendulum, it will move. So if I go back out here to outer energy, we begin to see it move another way. I'm going to tap into ocean energy. So a little bit more chaotic. You can see the variation of the pendulum changing just slightly. The sand, much more grounded, much more heavy. We'll get a little bit further into that in a little while. I just kind of wanted to introduce you to pendulums today. And there's many kinds of pendulums. Pendulums are used for a variety of things. Pendulums can be used to put oils in for healing. For people who are really into essential oils, and essential oils are amazing in healing. I treat a pendulum as if I would a cast iron frying pan. Over time, it's going to acquire all your taste, all your senses. Same thing with the oil pendulums. So if you put oil into this pendulum, you just put a few drops, and you could choose to mix it or not mix it, but always make it a specific purpose. So say this one's for healing, or you could make it for activation or awakening, or there's thousands of different things that you could choose to make it for. Define your purpose for the pendulum and then mix your oils accordingly. You can use it for each chakra point. Put your oil in, and it doesn't always have to be the same oil blend as long as it relates to the purpose that you're working through, which is where we start to get into the cast iron pan theory. When you're done with it for the day, take a Q-tip and dab the oil out. The scent of the rest of the oils will continue to grow, and the healing will continue to seep into the stone. The stone will absorb the healing properties of the oils. And this is Azul. And you can see the pretty gold flakes in it. It's absolutely a beautiful piece. You also want to pick your pendulum based on your needs. So this is one type of oil pendulum, and this is another. This is a wood one, so it's going to absorb oils more than the stone one will. Your oils will stick better inside of here. It doesn't make it better than the other one, it just makes it different. Everything we do is unique. It has one point or another to it. So when we're using pendulums, we need to define what we're going to use them for and what we need them for. So that way we use the right one for the right situation. The knowledge comes from the practitioner. This here is not an oil-based pendulum. It's a stone-based pendulum, which is very different from this one, as this is more of a wooden-based pendulum. And this stone pendulum, and they come in different kinds. They come in stone, metal, wood. This one is geared for your chakra points. This is the healing crystal for enlightenment that helps to ground. You ever hear that when you're doing spiritual work, you want to send the light energy all the way through you? That's what this represents, the light energy going into you and also creating a healing point inside the crystal. Each one of these is a different layer of stone, starting with your root chakra and working your way all the way up to your crown. At this point, this would be the crown, the complete center of enlightenment, connecting enlightenment back down. Now, sometimes you'll end up with, if you can see, we have a knot in our chain. And this is not going to block your flow. And sometimes it may enhance it, and other times you can get it out, and other times you can't. Play with it a little bit and see if it comes loose. And if it does, then use that pendulum without the knot. And if it doesn't, use the pendulum with the knot. Maybe more information that you'll gain from it. So here we are with this pendulum. And this tends to be a favorite of people's because it is absolutely beautiful. It's great for healing work. In this case, things are moving a little bit differently with me. My heart chakra is very blocked. I'm going through a lot of emotions at this point. And as we learn to clear through the heart chakra, we learn about the ebb and tide, the flows of the emotions and where they choose to go, how to work through them. But for this one today, this is your pendulums. Welcome to Santa Monica Beach in Santa Monica, California. I'm your host, Silhouette Jones.